Hey y'all, welcome to Lions Den Tarot. My name is Camille and I'll be doing the daily tarot for July the 11th, 2021. Now you guys, this is for every sign in the zodiac, okay? Every single sign. Now y'all make sure y'all remember that timing is fluid. So if it fails to resonate with you on the 11th of July, it can still resonate with you in the future. And now I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason. So if you are here and you are watching this, there's something you need to know. Okay. So let's start with the Work Your Life Oracle deck. Let's see what the angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and God has for us today, July the 11th. See if we get a different card today. We've been getting a lot of the same messages. Align your life. Something is disaligned. What is not aligned or needs to change? Okay, now let's get into this Angel Oracle deck. That's a new one. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Angels, Ancestors, and God. Something is unaligned in our life. What else do we need to know? How do we align it? Thank you, Spirit Guides, Angels, Ancestors, and God. What else do we need to know? All right. So, we got this yesterday. Communicate clearly. We have been getting this a lot. So, you all are not communicating clearly to your angels, to yourself, to people around you. And that might be why you are out of alignment with the universe. Okay? Let's pull some tarot. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Angels, Ancestors, and God. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? It's Affirmators Tarot deck. Well, that looked like that was either the Death or the Magician. And we are going to take that as our current situation. And it's death. So our current situation is death. Something has got to go. All right? Something's got to go. And that's because your life is not in alignment. So you have got to realign and see what has to change in your life. Wow, was that far from, that was so much affirmation right there. And this is the Affirmators Tarot deck, okay? And when I say that was affirmation, to go with every card so far. So now what's driving us? Nine of Pentacles, money. You got it. It's coming. Now what we're benefiting from? The King of Swords. Sitting down, having a chat, getting some help. What's crowning us all? The moon. It will be illuminated. It will come out. And what we're all, our outcome energy. Six of Swords. We are moving on away from Struggle Beach to beautiful times ahead. All right, now let's go ahead and get this Celestial Tarot deck. Celestial Tarot deck going. And see what else we need to know. Bonus, bonus, bonus. Thank you, Spirit Guides. What else do we need to know? You have definitely clarified a lot in these cards for us. So, what else do we need to know? All right. Seven of Cups. All right. Stop living in illusion. You got to keep your head focused on what you want to get what you need. Thank you, Spirit Guides. What else? The Empress. We just gonna run with it. Because she flipped over. The Empress. And what's behind that is the Two of Pentacles. So, yeah, let's get into it. The Empress. That's our bonus from the Ethereal Visions deck. We got 3 major arcana in our entire reading today. Let's go ahead and get started. Align your life. I think that sounds like an action card. It's an inquiry card. 34. What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties of life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be, but there comes a time when it is harder to hold on to this facade than it is to embrace who we truly are. To surrender to how we have changed and align our life to that way of being. If you pull this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were or the things that you once defined yourself by. The job, the relationship, and the mask you wore. And to embrace who you truly are now. To courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity. To embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Perhaps you have outgrown some relationships or circumstances, and it is time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you truly are today. What in your life is not aligned or needs to change? Okay, now you got to communicate clearly to yourself, most importantly, because that's what that align your life to me is saying. Communicate to yourself clearly of what you clearly want, who you are. The situation requires very precise and careful communication. Don't assume that others involved understand what you want or need from them. In-person discussions are preferable, but if that's not possible, make sure that your communication method is very thorough. This card can indicate that there has been a miscommunication that is creating a challenge for the parties involved. By clearing up any misunderstandings, you can heal the situation so that everyone can start moving forward again. And that even includes you. Now, going to the current situation card is death. It popped out and wanted us to know. This poor guy is oft misunderstood. So before turning death from your doorstep, know he usually signifies a metaphorical death, as opposed to a literal one. Phew. A major shift or rebirth is about to take place, but not until there's a final wrap on some aspect of your current situation. This may come as a relief like, woohoo, I hated that job. Or be somewhat daunting like, but wait, there was a gym in the office. Or it could be a bit of both. Either way, you can trust that this end is for the highest good and most awesome potential. After all, in order to become a butterfly, a caterpillar first must clean out his desk and turn in his parking pass. Here's the affirmation. I move on to the next phase of my life with ease, trust, and a greater respect for the courage of caterpillars. Okay, now moving on to the Nine of Pentacles, which is driving us, which is money. This belle of the prosperity ball has invited you to the party of the year, and the theme is relief. No matter what monetary challenges you've come through, she's telling you the other side is here or near. Please take a moment to cheer, or sigh, or light a few crates of fireworks. The next part of your story is all about a stable home life and financial independence. Not to mention the freedom, confidence, and potential that are sure to come trotting along behind. Reflect on the hard work that's gotten you here and indulge in a splurge of sorts. How much do helipads cost? Here's the affirmation. I finally trade my surviving for thriving and put the dance in abundance. Now, excuse me while I jump up and down and joy scream for a few hours, okay? Because you're moving on to the King of Swords, which is what's benefiting you. Has a life's chaotic confusion left you longing for a personal instruction manual? Long no more. This utterly humorless lover of logic is here to help you make sense of a situation. A trustworthy advisor. The King of Swords encourages objective thinking and ultra fair solutions. Though he probably isn't the best at parties, he is good to have in your court. This card often represents an actual person in your life, like a lawyer, accountant, a trusted political campaign strategist. If you don't already have such an expert on hand, it may be time to look for one. His wise counsel will be worth any parties you have to skip. Here's the affirmation. I align with objectivity and seek the fairest, most logical way of doing things. I swear, I'm not a robot. Ask my family. Now moving on to what's crowning us, which is the moon, and it's letting us know that some things are in the dark, but it will be illuminated when the light comes. The moon glows because it's reflecting the light of the sun. In that way, it's a symbol of our shadow sides and less illuminated unconsciousness or unconscious. The celestial messenger often means something in your life isn't quite what it seems, and it's your job to put it under the microscope of truth. The moon is a warning against the projection of illusions, both good and bad. Things might not be as good as they seem, but they might not be as bad either. Tap into your intuition and let yourself move through any confusion as gently as possible. Eventually, the sun will rise, awareness will dawn, and you can look back with fondness on the journey you took through the murky depths of your anxiety-ridden underbelly. Here's the affirmation. I take a deep breath and ground myself in the present. Daydreams are fun, but they're not authentic reality. And that means they're not invited to this mental barbecue. Now you're moving to the Six of Swords, which is moving away from the struggles. This is a sign that you're moving on to better times, greener pastures, sweeter honey, less frequent panic attacks. There may be some sadness or feeling of loss as you row your boat to the other side of the lake, but you can take comfort in knowing this new shore is a definite upgrade. So while you paddle away from Struggle Beach, daydream about the private cabanas, pre-sliced mangoes, and martial arts level massages that await you. And also hope that word hasn't gotten out to all the tourists yet. I call next level joy into my life. And I'm so grateful for all the things I'm about to be so grateful for. All right, because you come into the Seven of Cups, which is also telling you to beware of illusions. Let's go ahead and read it. It's a little different in Celestial Tarot, but that's really the same. It's really what it means, though. Alrisha, the knot of Pisces. For the first and only time, a fixed star represents a card. This star is Alrisha, the knot in the cord tying the tails of the Piscean fish together. To Ptolemy, the star represented a knot, symbolizing bonds of love that have become so entangled they need to be cut, or alternately reflect the heavenly knot which binds loved ones together. The card also denotes a nodal time in either a relationship or life stage where it is important to be bonded but not bound, clarifying the necessity to cut through the emotional ties which are chaotic and entangled. And that's what it means in the Celestial Tarot deck, but at the same time, y'all, it's still saying the same thing. You do not have to be bound, okay? It's cool to have a bond, but don't be bound by your situation. And that's why you got to get aligned. Like, it's really all hand in hand. So the last one is the Empress, which is a major arcana. Astrological correspondence, Venus. The Empress is the manifestation of creation, the mother. She invites you to reconnect with the natural world and nourish what we have created. Now, she's talking about creation, abundance, luxury, nature, and pleasure. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get into it. You have got to align your life. If you truly want what you want, you've got to align your life and get in tune with who you are today, because you have got to let something go. You have got to wrap a final wrap on something, and you've got to communicate clearly to yourself that it's time, and have faith in yourself, because you no longer need to struggle. Okay? Move away from that struggling. You are holding yourself in that illusion by being bound to something. You can have a bond with that, but stop binding yourself to these things, because they are no longer you. You are in a cyclic station right now where you are continuously evolving, and it's time for you to evolve into this Empress, okay? Full of abundance, full of passion, full of pleasure, full of luxuries, and full of creations. And that is who you are. That is what it's time for you to do. Stop focusing on the negative and start focusing on the positive, what can be instead of what can't be. All right? Thank you guys so much for coming to Lions Den Tarot. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Lions_Den_Tarot. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Camille in the Lions Den. Thank you for bringing me your energy, and stop holding yourself back. You are your own worst critic. Communicate clearly to yourself and align what you need to align.